Welcome back to a brand new factory tour where we will be checking out Strikox's Elysium World Save. It's an eclectic mix of architectural styles within a 782-hour save that uses intricately built train networks and vehicle highways to connect the world from the grassy field void, where there's the makings of a brand new factory, all the way around the coast and up to the dune desert. Now there really is an extraordinary amount to take in, and I'll do my best to cover it all today. So if you do like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up, and if you're desperate to see more incredible factories, make sure to check the cards in the description below. Now our tour starts off today in the rocky desert estuary, where we're thrown into the middle of winding roads, rails and interlocked factories, resting on the mantle of huge stone pillars, alongside which we have this beautiful rail support, and I'm surprised to see the use of vinyls alongside the diagonal support, adding a lot of detail to the build and something that I've never considered doing prior to this, but certainly will in the future. Strikox sticks with a distinctive colour palette for their builds, with reds, greys and whites alongside the occasional mustard to accent the roads. There's also later on green in use as well, but you'll see that when it comes to the uranium facility. This district within the world features many factories producing all sorts of resources, from alien materials and basic iron products to space elevator parts, and even has a factory dedicated to Fixmas. But that is just the start of this save, and we have a lot more to get through, but it wouldn't do this save justice not to mention the fabulously designed architecture. I love how Strikox is playing about with shapes, textures and custom design elements to really make the build stand out, and you can't go wrong with this business sign selection, which they use throughout the save. Now, as we make our way down into the estuary, there's plenty more to cover, from the Power Solutions coal facility featuring built-in water production and power backup, but more importantly, the shard-like jagged selection of fuel generators standing at attention behind, being fed by turbo fuel that is being produced in the facilities below. Now throughout the save we'll come across some wonderfully designed train stations as well, such as the one you can see here with the curved frame wall. And though I am a sucker for train lines, I feel that what really stands out with this save, apart from all the others that we've seen, is the extensive use of highways, with each section masterfully crafted to ensure no truck will ever fall off the edge. Above this cliffside, we also have another district featuring the production of compacted coal, copper sheets and black powder, but it's the architecture that I find most interesting here. Strikox uses curves and extensive clipping matched with lighting to create these thruster-like limbs reaching out from the factory. The rest of the area, however, here seems to be dedicated to the collection and distribution of resources via railway, with a multitude of train stations, and you will see a lot more train stations scattered throughout this save, as they make up for the majority of the buildings that you'll see scattered around the world. But my favourite station in this district by far is the double sloped triangle overlooking the lakes here. It's simple but also very elegant. Following the highway along the cliffs, we can see just how beautifully designed the system is, with trains running along the top of the highway frames. It's both minimal and clean, and really makes the world stand out. We then find ourselves at the Western District, which features an aluminium facility with logistic terminals, but my favourite addition is actually the McGalleon VIP junction featured at the entrance of the room. It really feels like a piece of history being showcased. It's a wonderful story element which makes this build feel that little bit more lived in, and it's these story elements that I love to see throughout the world, and you'll see a few more shortly. Another great addition to this factory is the waterfall facility. It brings down water to be used within the factory, and sure, they could have used the water that's along the coast, and they do so in another factory, but if we did that, we wouldn't have the joy of seeing this, which I think is just fabulously executed. I also love the sporadically placed wind turbines throughout, making this save a little bit more unique. And they are open to interpretation. If you don't think they're wind turbines, do let me know in the comments below. Now, heading further down the coast, we also have the Fission District, where we find a small nuclear reactor plant featuring a car park and clean foyer, but more importantly, this area is one of the few dedicated to FICSIT employee safety, and something I feel OSHA would be pleased to see.
Nice.
This facility produces over 31 gigawatts of power, with fuel being brought in via drone, though I'm not sure where the waste is going. We then move on to the Southern District, where you will find the production of batteries, heavy modular frames, and aluminium casing. It's poised above the waterfalls, and it's easy to focus on the great architecture. Personally, I really like the framing of the windows and the open space for the drones. The bonus for its positioning though, and thanks to the large open windows, means that this factory is flooded with natural light throughout the day, giving us a wonderful view of these clean and minimal factory lines. Now, following the highways, you'll come across Hesperides Garden. Now, this is currently work in progress, but I thought we should check it out. I loved all the mix of levels that it has, and it's clear that they have big plans for this. Perhaps we'll even see a golden apple tree featured within the center of the void. Now, moving on, we will make the leap across the map to the Dune Desert. Gated by these huge barriers, it's clear this is a high security area. I love the use of color and the gradients on the signs, as well as the mixture of materials jutting out. It's feeling quite alien compared to the rest of the save, but it's beautifully done. And on the opposite side of this, we have spines running down each of the supports, and it's really breathtaking looking at the design. Making our way across the Dune Desert, we also have this alien facility featuring factories on levitating discs. In total, there are 6 discs, 5 of which are dedicated to the production of uranium fuel cells, which are then being transported via drone over to the facility. Now, it's great seeing just how different this facility is to the rest of the world, and it's nice to see Strikox adding more story elements, such as this shuttle being docked in the center ring. It's something very different, very fresh, and it's well worth being showcased. But that is all we have for this one. If you'd like to submit your own save to be toured, then do check out the factory tour applications in my Discord. There's a link in the description below, and do let me know your favorite aspect of this build in the comments. Special thanks does go to all of our amazing supporters on Patreon, most notably our Solarclipse Patreon Firefless, as well as our Lunars, the Calamity, Ben and Star, and our Blood Moon of the day, which today is Papa Snoozy. Until next time, as always, ciao for now.